Zekken's looking to take a decent amount of real estate here on that B side of the map. Gate crash across the map that will allow for a quick rotate.
This comp from Sentinels, certainly not lacking in flashes. They can get very proactive, popping out of smokes past wall. Zekken right now wants to take contact off this flash, but shut down. Juicy and Spring.
The flash was good. Can't complain about it. Wolves though were ready to take the fight there. Delsa's affected by paranoia, and this is awkward. The wall has dropped. He's going to have to take this fight, and Juicy rips him a new one. John can barely peer out of defense side. Spring sees him cross. Banks trying to get some sort of position towards Heaven side now as the plant goes down. The veteran Lysor gets it in there.
Bang understands that this flank from YU is likely coming. Spotted out, but now this Cypher just needs to stay alive, bide some time, distract them. Fair enough. Time is dropping, and I love this reflank coming in from CFAT.
Yeah, they're on a timer. There's also going to be presence from Heaven. Spring's going to get there! It's Lysor! What an opener! Basically every kill, a headshot there for Wolves. And they were ready for the trap SEN late at B.
There's going to be so much proactivity like that from Sentinels here on defense. So if Wolves can continue to nullify that, flash turned by both players, quick on that reaction. And look at these taps from Lysor, who is by far the most experienced player on this Wolves team when it comes to international events. Every single one he attended with FPX in 2024. That experience is going to need to come into play to keep the rest of these guys in it. He's been such a consistent force for them.
Tech pulls down on the stage. A keyboard issue being cited. So we have at least a chance to try and establish ourselves now at the start of this game, because John QT picking up the sky here. Obviously, we're very used to seeing this team just force Teho every single map. We got teased a little bit in Agents, so they think maybe we would head back to the Cypher. But this is the look that SEN have sort of settled on. Obviously, Zekken still going to be on that Yoru, a huge component of their run. A big recovery when they got back to the Americas region after that shocking start in Bangkok. Can he carry them further?
One of the big gameplay narratives coming into this year with Sentinels, when 10 Saucy departed, they need to reformat how they're approaching the game, was why is John not playing Sentinel when you have Narrate coming in, who was such a great initiator in EMEA last year? And at times it certainly felt awkward. The fans of the team, when they were in a bit of disarray, were questioning those role swaps. Is that the reason for some of those early struggles? And it all made sense when John was able to pretty much play Teho on almost all the maps, occasionally playing the Breach, and Narrate will pick it up, right? And that just seemed to smooth things over. So now that we're back in a Teho-less world, will things be as smooth as they were for SEN when they were the only Americas team to beat G2 in that first stage? Or is it going to be an adjustment period for them?
Conversely, Wolves also were a really Teho-reliant team. They're playing that Agent in the past on most of their maps as well. Tech pause sorted. We're going to be jumping back into the game now. It's Wolves, of course, on their anti-eco.
Brought up a couple rifles, just going to leave that Ghost towards Spring, who's going to be surely trying to lurk, take a couple engagements with no upgrade here. Look at this from Wolves. This is really, right now, telling the story of what they know they're up against. Yeah. At any moment, there could be multiple flashes with a fault line coming right at them, especially on an eco round. So they are taking their sweet, sweet time. We're already 40 seconds in, and they're chilling.
Delsa took a big hit there. Some spray potentially as the Poison Orb came up in mid. That trapwire indicates that Wolves may not opt to stay at the A side. They're hoping to tease something out. Here's a flash mid for a re-clear. Nothing spotted by SEN. Now they'll disperse a little further. At least Zekken will move back towards Heaven. That's a ping from Wolves, though, in mid. They're starting to make this move on A.
We are down to 45 seconds, so there is no map control right now for Wolves. Look at SEN. They've read the situation. They're pivoting over, and certainly that trailblazer broken, though, now.
Now time getting a little even lower. Where do Wolves go from here? Hit by the fault line, unable to make that execute onto A, but Spring has started to create an opening here through mid. SEN are responding, though.
They're on the full rotate. Now Spring is going to beat them there. The rest of the team should be able to get to Heaven. Do they have a smoke to actually cut this off with a molly? That will do the job. 20 seconds to cross into the site. Still time is so low.
Horn confirms no players for Sentinels are in this part of the site for now, so in they go. Lysor just want to stand up over towards here. That defense spawn choke.
10 seconds left.
The attack side will have themselves a plant. SEN not able to create any trap opportunities early in the round. only equipped with classics. There's not a whole lot to be done.
These guys were giving me some serious anxiety when that late rotate. SEN was stacked up and ready now. It's just about Wolves cleaning this up with ease.
Spring and Lysol going to be grouped up here in the back of sight. They're going to be facing down a bunch of classics. This should be easy enough for them, but Nare's able to find Juicy. Guiding Light goes in, does find a ping, but the wall gets thrown up here by the attack side. They can sit happily behind that now, and they handle Sentinels, corral them into the site, and walk out of the round with 3 rifles.
All of the important guns carried over from Wolves. Dangerous for a moment there. SEN were so aware of what they were doing, and that was a round where Wolves, it was looking like they were a little too apprehensive about how offensive this SEN comp is going to be on defense. But once they're set up here, that wall to play off that you called out is really going to simplify things for Wolves. And credit them, I mean, they did get to this site with everybody alive. And it's a pretty clean anti-eco overall to get into this bonus round. With
One thing we're looking to see if Wolves can make adaptations on the fly. In the past, they really stuck to plan A and didn't really change things up when things got weird mid-round. One of the criticisms has been leveled at them.
And certainly one of the reasons that the run to get here was so volatile. You know, winning a clean 2-0 over Billy, qualified and losing 0-3. Here's Juicy trying to press up towards mid. An incredibly aggressive player, specifically when he's on this duelist, on this map even. He is a menace.
In space, Juicy's getting a lot of room up mid, but Zelsis plants his feet, ready to receive him, but at the same time, the push is coming to the B side, but bang, is hidden.
Spring is so aware.
Oh, that's straight through smoke, Lysol. You can't be doing that. Now Zekin and John are a little bit split from each other. John attempts all the way, and Ryu just blows him up. Zekin just has to walk away with his gun intact. There's not much else to do.
Free little upgrade for YU on the bonus round conversion. Zekin forced to save. Bank broken for SEN. Wolves with all the momentum in the world early. What a play from Spring. Now he is a man on this team that shows absolutely zero fear. Reckless abandon at times. Often getting him punished, but feels just as often when you watch this guy. He is going to outright win rounds for this team. I just love that awareness from him, realizing that Bang is going to be playing around the cloud that he had up. He drops and he's posted for the duel. That is insane.
He's the kind of player, even as a Viper player, that loves to just stand out in the open and take these duels. Sometimes early in the round, so it's been exploitable in the past for Wolves, but in that situation, it was just what they needed to control B.
So when you're on attack and you're getting clean 1v1 wins over Bang anchoring a site, you're earning my respect, because these are the situations where Bang is at his finest.
Zelsa is the only player for Sentinels who's really able to have any stopping power in that round. As that poison orb came down, he was just too slow to the punch. Rough starting for Sentinels. We've got him mic'd up. That's an interesting decision.
We're going to see a lot of stingers on this half by very North America coded of SEN to be bringing these in.
Bring them down.
The expert region with one of the silliest guns in the game.
Blinded.
They really want this mid-control, Sen. Have already thrust Zekin straight down. And Wolves was playing, again, very passively early, just like we saw in that anti-eco round. 2 players grouped up towards Ramen, but Zekin's got a pretty far forward off bang. Sufat's able to spot it out, though. Of course, Gate crashes away. Now Wolves do have to re-clear mid to some degree, but they're starting to encroach on A, and they've got a local player advantage here.
Juicy has worked some nice space here. YU spamming through. SEN, again, they are rotating heavily to where Wolves have made noise. This is really reminiscent of that eco round they had earlier. They are stacked up on the proper site, and it looks like Wolves want to force the issue.
Oh, this could be dangerous, though. Zekin from within the dark cover, but Juicy takes the fight to them. That, however, though, is where the Stingers thrive. Juicy is cut down. 40 seconds left in the round, and here at least Wolves are changing things up. You'll note that Lysor has taken the spike across towards mid. They have, though, left Spring here.
30 seconds left.
Does Lysor dare try to take this spike towards B? Do Wolves attempt to pivot? They're going to. He should be able to get a free plant. Doesn't look like Bang is going to be in position to stop, but again, they're going so late, man. We've got 15 seconds on the clock, but they should be able to get the spike down. SEN do recover another upgrade. Gun to narrate. Oh my god, this could be everything.
He has the gun.
This could be everything on the round.
The right gets past them, but the timing here is very tight. Seufat is likely to come up behind Sentinels here, and they may not be ready for a bated breath here as Wolves try and close the net. But John wins out against Spring. Seufat has to go large here, but he doesn't have much to shoot at. Sees John. Trigger discipline, pays off. Now he's got that heaven control. Sentinels are starting to filter out onto the site. Lysor waiting. Dark cover blooms. He'll see it all here and brings Zelsis to heal. The shot through the smoke might be too much in the hand of Seufat from the rafters. Can finish the job. That's 4 for the Fade and 4 for Wolves.
The IGL of Wolves. Speaking of how much this tournament meant to him, comes up in a crucial round where SEN could have halted the momentum they've got from winning that bonus on the prior. The patience here. Beautiful flank, and then able to just snap onto the remaining Sentinel players while they were distracted by Lysor in the site. 3v4, 1 out. A couple rounds where SEN had to read on what Wolves are doing, putting them in a horrendous time situation, but they are still able to win it out.
Now those Sentinels do have their rifles back to hand. Okay, second. Coming off second best in that early encounter, Spring always up for a fight.
He will not shy away from taking a duel like that. Wolves are getting some space up here towards mid. Last time, when this was the case, we saw Juicy just double satchel straight into heaven, and the rest of his team got caught off by Amali. Sometimes situations like that were their undoing in the qualifying run. Spring with the adjustment, his aim is sick.
And that was after. Second pulled back from mid, so now Sentinels do not have information about that part of the map. They've got no idea that Wolves have concentrated their players towards his A side. Bang's about to get awful busy. The highest ACS and KPR controller in America's playoffs. A real standout player is about to have his hands very full. He'll spray through. Seufat feels the burn. Wolves are milling about here over towards main now. Looking to take that ramp control, but look at SEN. They are going to get some players up ropes.
3 players potentially to fight here for SEN. Juicy going to cross. Second a bit too far, or John rather, with that Trailblazer. Zelsis, does he have an opportunity to get off the rope? No, he's just feeling the danger, the pressure. Bang is going to have to at least get 1 here.
Oh, the timing!
Only 2, what a thought line!
Perfect setup, and Bang brings the house down! They really needed that!
The stun from Narrate was perfect, made it absolutely effortless for one of the best anchor defensive players in the game. Flash as well, picks to everybody.
They were trying to run through maple syrup, Wyatt. Do not recommend.
Spike down.
3rd round, where Wolves had intentions of just
Slower start for the Yoru.
keep up. That's after being on an absolute heater run in the Americas playoffs. Second was an unbelievable duelist there. Early aftershock is going to allow Zekin to press up into main, specifically playing off of that dark cover too. So Wolves are going to have to invest some resources, at the very least this Prowler, to regain space, but that's not enough to force Zekin away.
That interesting Viper wall that cuts mid. Wolves looking to make use of that to gain some space, but Zekin eventually has to give up B main.
Enough resources committed, and that dark cover dropping. He knows he's in significantly more danger than Wolves going to pivot towards mid. YU has just been ensuring that no one from Sentinels has pushed too far on this A side. They want to go for the split at the moment.
This is dangerous.
This is the weakest the A site has been in terms of numbers for SEN, where Wolves are actually going to hit it.
Bang can sense here. You can sense something's a bit wrong, Wyatt. And risk of getting pinched now as that heaven control's been effortlessly taken by Wolves. Given over by SEN. This is the position Bang was playing from the previous round. Is Juicy double satchel into elbow, presumably. Oh, it's a devastating push.
I know exactly.
And there it is. Narrate just handled.
30
Spring
seconds
is
left.
nasty. Zakin and Zelsis doubled up here. Trying to find a way back in, but that poison orb is going to deny any more progress. But they're just walking away from this.
Spring always hungry for more, wanted to go for the pre-fire even. I mean, the SEN economy isn't great, but neither is Wolves. They would love to carry all of these guns over. Juicy in that round comes up huge on the double satchel. John just not prepared for him to go through elbow, through the molly that was thrown down on the ground. Those are the plays that Juicy will come up with, because he is just so insanely aggro with the satchels. He will commit so hard on those jumps, sometimes going too far, there isn't the follow-up. But when he succeeds,
Find you.
it will outright win rounds for this Wolves squad.
And you can see Sentinels insisting on trying to take some control of the extremities. Into B main, Zekken pushed early in the round. Over on the A side of the map, we saw Bang try and get forward towards YU, but the Cypher from Wolves is not giving anything to Sentinels. Playing very passive around their trip. And then Juicy with this free, essentially, heaven control has a fantastic execution.
Even in that moment too, Bang felt like he needed to get out of dodge, back screens. There was so much pressure, so he just had the teleport out and was caught by the spam from Spring, who's at a cool 8-2 right now, 6 rounds into the game. He's been getting pivotal first bloods. Some nice multi-kills as well.
Same as previously. Aftershock dark cover just to take that B main control initially. Zekken, though, has been moved to A.
The importance of this round for SEN cannot be understated. This is their economy on the line. You're going to assume they'll probably be using the Seekers at some point to win this out if they can. This would be worth 2 for Wolves. Oh, 1 second! He can't even get away in time!
YU Anko, too sharp, and straight away we're into the site. Showstopper pop to clear it. Good peek in there from John. Gets down Ramson, at least extracts Spring. A big issue for SEN so far, but Juicy's playing up close here, and Narrate cannot win the fight against Ufat. John wants to get there. Oh, they're waiting for him. Juicy sat there and tells us down to a boombot. Okay, it's on Bang. It's doable. Fake TP now, try and pull the wool over Wolves' eyes, but they're looking for him. YU with the cam, that has to be cleared.
That's going to give away Bang's position. Crucial for Wolves. They can double up, try to face this elbow.
On the angle, Ufat taking a solo fight. Bang just gets ahead of it. He says, "You're not coming to me? I guess I'm coming to you." 5 bullets in the chamber and he wins it out. Well, that one could have gone either way. That's got Jordan on his feet. Some confidence maybe for SEN now.
Must win round. Economy was hanging in the balance. Imagine Wolves win that round war through. They get to 7 already on split attack. Major deficit that SEN would have had to overcome. Zekken is just...
Wow.
He's in disbelief at how quick that was.
It's a tight angle to be fair. What's else to say here? Falling the wrong way of the boombot.
You can see SEN there, we're trying to flood back in again. That should be their forte with this comp. They have so many opportunities to get out through the smokes, but Wolves have fantastic positioning to deny the players like John, who's pooling out of heaven.
Vipers pit towards mid. SEN have really given up this part of the map in the last couple of rounds. This time, though, they stake their claim. Not again. Zelsa's having to play through that part of the map with the judge. Bang has the gap in the poison orb here, but Spring is very much aware of it. Damn, tears strips off him.
He's so good, man. Spring is a menace right now.
But now a break in the action as Wolves look to concentrate over towards this A side of the map where it's really only John in attendance.
Yeah, currently just jiggle peeking.
I saw it.
They're going to send out that flash, perhaps for additional info, but no, isn't going to do so. Just wants to play off Narrate, who's now jump spotting the cross.
John here with a bit of spray. Lysor takes a glancing blow. Okay, looks like that fault line does connect. Slows Wolves up further. Again, we're heading to the 30-second mark in the round, but they begin to have it once more. The timing! John! At least
Wait, was a self-stun?
He's got to fight his way out of the corner, but he can't. Caught by the C's. Narrate, though, plants his feet. Sees the double swing coming in, but he's good for it!
Spike down A.
And Ufat stuck in screens. Spike too far away to recover. SEN looking like they can carry 3 rifles out of the round. Bang won't give him more than that. Wolves, they bleed the clock a lot. 30-second mark, they go for it and they fizzle as they try and hit A.
SEN again, they're able to get 3 players over to that A site in time. Juicy gets a lovely first kill onto Zekken. I think that was John got 1 while still in up. Yeah, he does. That is so important from John. After getting self-stunned by the close-range Trailblazer.
Look at
There
this.
then, that is a beautiful
Spike
little
down
transfer
A.
when Lysor tries to double swing.
That puts a Rolling Thunder online here for Sentinels. Now, last round they had the Vipers pit to take that mid control. This time, not an option.
Zekken's actually picked up the outlaw into this round. Multiple players that could be one shot.
Horn cleared as the poison orb blooming in mid.
And this time it's actually Bang who's up really deep in B main. Typically it has been Zekin.
Zilfet's down to 10. He took a hit from that outlaw. Celsius backs away into ropes. You can see Zekin now has found himself elsewhere. This is hot and heavy stuff through mid, and Juicy's able to bring Celsius down.
What a double swing. That was excellent from Wolves.
Now I might see a push here out of B main. But Spring is playing so passively, so safe, and Bang can't get a look at him. Instead, tries to sneak up and has an off-bangle to play with now. He's into Ramen.
Oh, a little bit of damage. Ryu, but I mean, ambitious to be fighting that with the classic brother. Wolves have gotten their way into the B site though, knowing it's vacant due to Bang having pushed out the other player going down. John concerned, clearing out Heaven, try from Lightstorm, but Center good for 2. Everything on the very low HP Sufat.
Scrappy round considering Wolves didn't really have a full buy to work with. Sufat with 10 health. You can't wait. Sufat what? The Red Bull clutch.
Impossible clutch, no HP, just the Sheriff. The trade wasn't fast enough from SEN. They cannot be losing that.
He took an outlaw hit at the start of the round. With the Sheriff, he proved that the town ain't big enough for the 2 of them. Or 3 in that case. Unbelievable, it's barely checked for.
He ate that outlaw shot earlier. One of the only players that actually had full armor. I think there were 2 for Wolves.
Yeah, that's a stand-up. That's a stand-up.
Even the little bicep flex. Did you see me in the gym earlier? No, that was Forsaken. Open up this game.
Spring actually wants to challenge the smoke here.
It's playing off that wall. Earlier was very passive when this dark cover was up.
He has to suspect that maybe the Ori's got tucked there in V main. We'll check back in on that story.
Paranoia is going to keep Juicy at bay, but Bang still feels like he needs to give up a fair amount of that space. Center making a multi-man pivot towards this A site. I mean, typically when noise had been made there, Wolves are just hard committing. You know, they had a couple rotates to move, but that was like 20 seconds left. SEN have typically had a great read on these situations.
Once again, Wolves using every second of the round to explore the map, and Juicy explores the Banks Cranium, what? He just takes the fights and wins them. That severely reduces SEN's presence on A. Even John peels off from screens maybe to go back around, but it's a Heaven fight brewing. Celsius seems to know it. It's a really labored pick there from Lysol that allows Celsius to find his own 2.
He knows the only way back in the round is playing a weird off angle second.
Finally wins that fight, Wyatt.
Spring has been so dangerous towards B.
30 seconds left.
Cam cleared. Looks like the move is over towards ropes here for Wolves. SEN have all pulled back to the B site.
This A site is going to be completely open. Juicy, with all of the kills he's been finding, has the showstopper active. That could be the crux of a round win. In fact, look at his position. He's pushing all the way through screens right now. He wants to take an early fight. This dimensional shift. That's going to spot him out. I mean, this is a must-win right now for SEN. Look at their economy. Has to be committed.
Okay, Juicy can't gun down another brace of 2 this time, but out of the dimensional drift comes second. He is handled. YU is ready for the clone. Here's a double swing now through elbow. He's low. In the roar of attrition, 1 out by Sentinels. Gets him within a 2-round striking distance. Boy, they've had to fight tooth and nail for every single one of these rounds.
Celsius is simply the hero of this round. Juicy winning 2 isolated 1v1s. And Celsius knows someone has to be the guy to save this round. I might as well do it. I'm just going to play a weird off angle when they push up into Heaven. I just have to get a multiple. That's the only way back in, and he pulls it off.
Round 11 coming at you. That showstopper still there for Juicy. Rolling Thunder for Narrate.
Hell of a lot of ults right now for Wolves. They've got that showstopper to get into a site or even one away from the Nightfall and then throw down that pit to close things out in the post plant.
Narrate here just going to play off that fault line in case there's a faster hit in towards B main. Oh, Spring caught. Second sees it. Nice little 1-2 punch, but quickly Juicy activates over at the A side, and John QT is blown to smithereens. Bang was hoping to find Sufat there, but the Crowler comes out instead. And Lysor is a little bit out of steam.
He is so overextended and caught. If Sufat can get this spike down, he's going to have the Nightfall. That could be enough to turn the tide, despite being at a man disadvantage right now for Wolves.
Neural theft there for YU. Gatecrest sent across to the A side now. It's going to be Juicy sat in elbow.
They have slowed things down, not trying to commit to the plant at the moment.
What is the plan supposed to be? Sufan obviously spike carrier. He's inching forward.
This has been enough time for Narrate's fault line to actually cycle back up. So when the spike does eventually get tapped, there's even more util for Sen to flood in off of.
Okay, I think Sen still confirmed though the Wolves are staying here. Here's the rolling thunder. This could get ugly. YU on Rafter finds one, but second trades it instantly. Cancel from the shadow. Deadly. It's not the off angle. They're not checking it. Bang's having a salvage now for the 1 versus 1. No plant yet. He's caught with a util out.
There's just no way they should be winning this round. There is just no way. Sen man advantage, massive util advantage. Wolves slow down the game. Less time when they actually have to get the spike down, where Sen can exploit that by flooding in, pressuring so hard. They just don't check that corner. They don't think he can be toughed.
I definitely think there's some overheating going on in the Sen camp now, and there's no more opportunities for Kaplan to intercede.
That looks like a bit of frustration coming out from Narrate late in this half.
Attempt. Bang goes to take that 1 versus 1.
Look at the buy now from Sen, their last chance to get around on split defense. Only 4 to their name before the side swap.
And this time there's a lot more presence in B main. Zekinen had to be ready in the double swing, catches him off guard. Narrate peels off the line, doesn't want to handle it.
Wolves, in this round, they say, all right, Spring, you're starting to have a little trouble. Let's get you some backup, stack up with multiple players. This time, we're going to overwhelm Sen, who have been happy to fight for that space to find the opening pick. Love that decision from Wolves.
Bang is tentatively looking to retake this ropes position. And all of Sen are grouped up. 3 down mid. The Wolves are pretty diligently trying to clear their way into B, but this will take some time. This will buy some time for the flanking troop of Sentinels to wrap around. It's being watched for by YU though. Better weapon. No stingers are not going to hit hard enough at that range. Now the Nightfall over to the B site. Nobody here for Sen. They've all peeled off. There's more on the flank. YU checking for it with the camera. Sees it all. Paranoia comes in but only catches onto the Cypher. There's a real fight here in B main. And Wolves slap Sentinels down. Narrators had to jump into the pit. No other choice for it. He gets rid of it though with Spring falling. That's the Viper out of the way. Now Narrate can heal back up, but Juicy's waiting for him. It's a 8-4 half here. Wolves introducing Sen to that Chinese Valorant in the most brutal way possible.
They are being outshot. The mechanics right now are just simply better for Wolves. Spring, dominant. Juicy's entry is incredible.
All right, we're going to do a break, folks. When we come back, more of splitting this game between Sen and Wolves after this.
The 1v1s, the raw duels are just going the way of Wolves right now. Sen need to wake up.
Lysol gets first contact here at B. This is going to draw Siofat over towards that side of the map through spawn, but Sen are far from committed.
Waiting right now to just play off of this fault line. Dark cover is going to get thrown down B main by Lysar over there on B, who's stacked up with Siofat. Prowler Replayer is going to get some information onto Bang. Sen are just slowly taking their time, posturing up for what's looking like an oncoming B split.
That smoke indicates potential ropes control, but Sen do not have the players on that A side of the map. Definitely going to see them pivot here. And they're trying to cut off Rafters with that smoke to maybe take Heaven control. He's a Paranoia that connects cleanly on a Spring. Juicy though playing from within the smoke, deals with Zelsa's. And there's a way for Zekin to really get past that, but Sufat trying to hold on the site. He's dug out easily. Zekin has that Rafters control, and low as he is, Sentinels have been able to clear Wolves. Player advantage now, spike to go down.
Let's see what Spring can do. Working his way into Heaven slowly, has to wait for this dark cover to fade.
Peers down ropes, doesn't see anything. YU decides this is the time to activate from the defender side spawn. Spring wins the duel. That's big. Can YU do it as well? They can! It's down to 8. Has a flash to work with. Lets it go. It's a matter of playing time, something that Sen couldn't do in that first half when it needed to happen. And now it's ring around the rosy, folks, but now we're going to see them clash, and it's a right click for Narrate. Gives Sen the staging ground on its attack side they were sorely needing.
Desperately for Sen to get back into this game. Get things started right in this second half after not being able to get anything started in the first, and it looked like even here they were about to once again succumb to the aim of these Wolves players. Spring isolated 1v1 taken against Bang, gets the adjustment, but
Juicy didn't realize there were two players in that heaven smoke. Zekken slipped the net and was able to pick Sufat off on the site. Anti-eco now for Sentinels. Phantom for John.
and this is just full 5 classic save here for the Wolves team, so SEN shouldn't be succumbing to too much damage here, ideally.
Trying to get those orbs into Zekken's hands, though. Get those dimensional drifts rolling early.
Yeah, that is the name of the game when you're running Yoru. That has been one of, if not the most relevant meta ults this entire year. Round defining.
My camera is
Laborious, but the cam is cleared. Sentinels crossing to take that heaven control, but as we speak, Wolves are coming up from ropes. Spraying through the smoke, Zekken, much to his chagrin, takes some damage and is seized in place. He's able to get at least far enough away from the snake blade, and even a paint shell is committed by Wolves. That's a lot of util drawn out.
Good little combo. He's close to getting one. Zelsus is in the meantime. He has just been slow getting into this site, and he's calling for the rest of the team to pivot over now.
Is this an overpush?
Free? No. Almost, but superior weapon comes out on top.
Great mid-smoke here. Might be a flash out of it. Sufat's going to have to face them down, but Zekken's going to be able to stinger. Juicy from the smoke. They emerge, and Zekken will dispatch them. Just YU now, who is outfoxing Zekken. But all things considered, pretty clean anti-eco for SEN, gets to 6.
And it gets Zekken just one orb away from the dimensional drift, so they can play to that as a win con now on this bonus. Give Wolves a taste of their own medicine for how they were able to open the game, how they were able to get up in such a significant lead early. A bonus round win here should effectively tie things up, would be worth 2.
Nice pivot there from SEN. That mid-control smoke to ropes and then face Wolves as they try and push out.
You see in that moment what we're going to be seeing a lot of on this attack side, which is just an infinite amount of flashes to pop out of these smokes as a team from SEN.
Bonus hit for SEN, sees Zekken with a stinger in hand. John checks Heaven and is very lightly held. Wolves have a player in ropes, one just entering that part of the map. Sufat looks to re-clear.
Sufat's actually swinging out. Does have to back away, does have to give that space up. SEN are getting very active right now in Heaven. A lot of control. Wolves pivoting multiple players back. Side to anchor, Spring. Crucial 1v1.
Interestingly, Wolves playing around this smoke, not looking to get entrenched in elbow, just want to play forward. Spring pops his head up and it's whack-a-mole for John. Okay, the double swing. The stinger gets some value though, and Narrate's able to hold it down from ramp. This just leaves Sufat in screens, and YU, with these rifles, this 4x for Wolves, have to untangle this round, but SEN are giving them nothing, Wyatt.
Unfortunately, this round is displaying what has been a major issue for Wolves defensively on this map. They'll get in positions to flood, but there will be too many isolated duels. Things will get a little disconnected. You had 2 players on site in that smoke, but they didn't pop out at the same time that Spring was swinging open in Heaven. He just goes down on his own in this moment to John. There are 2 players to his right, but there's no one to swing out to help because it's just not coordinated on that timing. And this is going to get SEN an opportunity to tie the game 8-8. This is really my feeling for Wolves coming into this map.
There's no initial anchoring presence on that site for Wolves either. They had to awkwardly filter in as Heaven's being taken. Spring passive hold in mid. Nice is awkward now. No one to swing off that line, and we are caught in the aftershock. Narrate guarantees that easy kill. 3 players with Sheriffs is all that Wolves have to their name.
This is great for SEN to have this level of momentum coming into the second half. Their economy is absolutely rolling. Unlikely that Wolves will be able to get any damage off some, I don't know, maybe 1 kill if Sufat can get a nice little jiggle peek here, but this is going to put SEN ahead by a significant margin and apply so much pressure to each of these buy rounds that Wolves are going to have in subsequent rounds.
Well, death and taxes. Sufat's able to find his one. But it doesn't really change the fact that SEN are crawling over this A site like a kicked anthill. And there are only 2 Sheriffs for Wolves to try and extract them. So if it doubles back here, Prowler down ramp. There's no one there. Center just entrenched on this A site, ready to fight for it.
Just have the Wolves players ready to play for exits, see if they can't take one of these guns away.
Lysor got a rifle. Pick up Zel's fallen weapon, presumably.
One of the 20 flashes they have to take a peek. There's number 19.
Oh, I love that foul line. Just as center crossing, making sure no one can peer in. Lysor never had an opportunity to take a fight, but he will be allowed to walk away with this rifle. However, SEN City have evened up this game, folks, on a run after winning the pistol in the second half. And Wolves starting to whimper a little in that round.
And SEN have more than a real opportunity to extend this run to 5 rounds straight. Given the ultimates that they have when we get out of this timeout that's being called by Wolves. And a pivotal round in the game. This is 3 round coming up where SEN can outright win. They have a Rolling Thunder and a Dimensional Drift. Wolves have nothing to lose in the ult department outside of a neural theft, and obviously that is a one side of that when we're talking about the ult economy.
Let's get this shit.
Second, this is mental.
Won't throw it out. Waiyu is going to be in trouble. Just set up on all sides. No escape. Spring tries to help him out, bail him out. He gives himself up as well. This is the rifle round for Wolves. And they're at such a massive disadvantage already.
My ult's ready.
It's just disjointed. They're not operating as a full team in that moment. Waiyu makes too reckless of a decision trying to get back in there. He's going to get overwhelmed, and does. You know, at best, maybe goes 1 for 1, and then Spring feels like he needs to come in to help, but no one else is on the rotate over just yet. They were trying to pivot over mostly from that A side, not close to assist. Pretty devastating. At least for Wolves with this save, they'll have an opportunity for redemption on this next round. Not a blowout, not going to have to eco, not allow SEN to get to 10 with ease. But they are truly in the danger zone. They are still staring down the barrel of that Rolling Thunder from the raid, and now John has the Seekers. Just a streamline of ultimates from SEN to get advantages in all of these important gun rounds.
And for SEN, that's such a cost-effective round win where they just commit the Dimensional Drift. They realize that Waiyu is still on that B site. They set a 4-line up for Zekin to fight, and Waiyu decides he wants to double back. And now that animated-looking Wolf squad really just buoyed forward by that momentum from some of their individual plays have gone quiet, have gone off the boil. What can they manufacture here? Still a buy for them in fairness. 2 half armors, but reasonable arsenal, all things considered.
SEN posted up right now for that ramp take. Of course, you can see Nere ready with the fault line. It's the word, but it's just spammed through.
Juicy here. The only player occupying heaven right now. That TP sound cue for him just makes him uncomfortable, forces him down. Spring will be there on the top of Bro.
The aftershock, able to dodge it, and Lysor catches out Bang to even things up. Juicy is a wild player.
And managed to spray through the walls from both teams. Live by the sword, Bang, die by the sword as well.
SEN are going for the noise cut right now. And you still just have, it's this duo, Zelsis and Zekin, who are working the map together on so many of these rounds, trying to contact up, take this space.
There's no way Spring's
Spring
winning this.
is just...
Oh, wait, the timing? He's turned! Zekin brings him up. Waiyu, the sole player over at the B side of the map, and this is going to get a bit hairy for him. Does he choose to try and fight to commit to this engagement? Got a trap wire on the side. Cam also set up. He's going to play close under rafters, but he is overrun by the double swing.
30 seconds left.
Juicy ascending with bleed, fighting through tier 2 to make it back onto this team when it wasn't a spot for him in Pacific. He's going to go looking via Ramen.
Had to wait years to get this opportunity. Has a rifle right now. Can he be the hero?
Surely not another save for Wolves. They're starting to get a little bit desperate.
But already the time has just dropped so low for them.
They're giving it up.
Damage doesn't even matter. Look at the state of SEN's economy of multiple players on 8K.
And honestly, this run of rounds, devastating. That is 6 rounds in a row for Sentinels. Now starting to put the timer on Wolves, threatening to close the game out. With the 2-gun save, though, they can definitely distribute enough around to keep themselves well armed. But there's a rolling thunder still waiting in the wings for SEN to make use of. And yeah, can see it now. They've shaken those jitters off.
These late anchor attempts just continue to get overwhelmed entire SEN players.
Just a glimpse of them through that wall and bang is... I mean, that boy don't miss. Sheesh.
Catch on the spring is so unfortunate. Almost had the turn. One second had already actually opted to just give up this B site. They have a kill trip set up that
What is Spring?
why he was hoping to just get a spam kill from.
The Spring wants to fight even Rafters. What is that? Unhinged from Spring.
Oh, desperate from Spring to try and get something done.
But he's on his own. We talked about this. Out of the open, trying to take a duel as a Viper. Here's that attack side, Viper's pit. Lysol trying to get busy now. No Zek is in the corner, but the short he comes calling. With the pride of New Jersey, will have his pound of flesh. Juicy dropping down. Pit still active, of course. Juicy trying to disrupt.
One more kill and he'd actually get the showstopper.
And that will be perfect against this Viper's pit. Can he find it safely? They're on a clock. 2 players left here for Wolves. Losing this round will banish them to the economic doldrums, and John waits patiently for his prey. Juicy serves it up. Sufat has to walk away now. Maybe an exit or so. But there's no stopping the SEN economy. It is absolutely booming. Sufat will do what he can. On the rope, Celsius, an homage to his mate Arsena, I'm sure. That's SEN with 3 rounds in the lead, and we're out of our seats once more.
It looked like Wolves had the right approach there. They were just playing off of a kill trip. They give up the site, allow the stack on A. So if SEN do hit A, they've got 3 players there ready to go. And then when necessary, we'll move over, pivot into a flood, or just go for a full retake. Either one would have been highly recommended over that disjointed effort that came in. So unfortunate. This is it for Wolves. Full investment, 4 ultimates on the board.
And a slow start here for Sentinels. They do have Bang pushed up in the B main though. Why are you very passive on this side of the map? So last round Wolves, in theory, gave up that B side until Spring decided to ungive it up. Well, we all know how that went. Prowler into B main, they're clearing it. Spring pops that poison orb now, probably has a feeling of quite a few players here. Is that Snakebite quick enough? Bang gets ahead of much of this util now. And there's the Nightfall. Gonna reveal his location.
Would have been a lot of trouble. This Prowler fully spotting him out. Spring is steadfast right now. Just has not been able to get started on this defensive side. Wants to go for the peak. Can he actually catch the timing right now?
No one in heaven to be affected by that.
That's the spike down.
Push from Spring. Bang. Just gets the spike, gets out, but he knows he's going to be pursued. Wagyu from the low ground's not able to win it out. And here's a showstopper from Juicy. Where does this one go? Unfortunately, into the rafters. No connection. Zek and Gate crash into the back of the site. The spike, though, is loose out in the middle of B.
Spring right now trying to get back in. That distraction from the showstopper was enough for Sufat to get them that man advantage. 25 seconds right now. The spike is down in the site. Sentinels have to fully commit. This is the best opportunity Wolves have had.
Dangerous double swing, yeah. That's going to be double hell that angle that Zek goes into. Narrate tried to set him up with a forward line, and now it's down to Zelsis in the dying seconds of the round, but he's hit with the paranoia.
10 seconds
Nearsighted, player in heaven. One on boxes and Sufat towards his left. It is a ridiculous stacked deck against him. And so Wolves finally dig their heels in. They waited a long time for this round, their first of the half.
They can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief that they were finally able to get on the board here. Finally able to make some adjustments. Spring biding his time in vents. SEN not expecting him to pop out so late. Catches that first kill. And then they do flood back into the site. They are playing together. Juicy gets that great showstopper. He didn't actually get a kill, but he was a hell of a distraction for the Anchors to be able to pick up those players that were on site to find the advantage. Wolves are back in the game, but SEN still have too much cash.
Sees here, Bang. Has the TP away from it. It was a fault line that directly connected with Juicy, but his team's util bailed him out.
Again, I like this from Wolves out of that previous timeout. It was called by Coach Fade. They're stacking up towards A, allowing B just to be played for passive kill trips. If SEN do go towards this site, they're going to be running into so many players.
Trailblazer goes up ramps here. SEN still haven't taken much control of the A side, but up mid they're starting to poke and prod.
Zekin did teleport away to meet up with the rest of the pack. The entire SEN team are about to be in mid right now. Spring could be in some danger here. He's tucked in a corner. He can't get out to the left side. Now could with the dark cover placed.
Gonna let them cross mid. Mostly undetected. See, Wolves now starting to forge ahead for a bit of information. That re-clear of B as main was too early.
Yeah, that was some false info. Wait, I mean, they do still have 3 players here, though. Actually, Wolves, they had not departed from this site.
The cam's there as well. YU likely able to spot Sentinels out of here. They come. Viper's Pit used defensively to try to stop them in their tracks for Zekin. Gate crashes onto the site. Spring inside the Viper's Pit. We have a TP by Bang to the back of the site. He clears a trap wire though, so has to give himself away. And it's getting messy in the Viper's Pit. The spray is there. Bang's able to bring Juicy down. Now 3 up for Wolves still. With the Viper's Pit, they slow SEN down to a crawl.
Great read on the situation. Even after that Prowler that gave false info, they stayed committed into that site with multiple players. Sufa ready for the teleport back from Zekin. It didn't end up paying off, but that little kill trip back there is also to deal with Zekin. If he just runs forward, he's caught, because that is your standard gate crash location from the Ori. Get in deep while the rest of the team come out main, but they couldn't. They were cut off by that pit. Perfect timing from Spring. The past 2 rounds, he is getting involved on this defensive half after being just going cold for that early SEN run.
Now this is getting interesting. 1 round in the game, both teams with full buys.
And the Sentinels' economy is actually being depleted at this point. At one point, having 3 players with 8+ K.
Spring here sees the clone come in. Paranoia hit.
The
Bang's gonna try and walk away. He can
Oh
TP out.
my god!
Great little combo again.
The reaction from Bang was so fast there. All right, pressure onto Lifesword. Backside has to go off.
Flashed. Fault line doesn't quite hit him. Lifesword trying to
can't
connect. It's missed it. What a whip. Here though, the control from screens is good and Zek is out in the open. John able to find Juicy at the very least, and now they've evened up the odds. YU tentative about playing from rafters. The spike though still off the A side. Zelsis though is in there.
That neural theft getting some serious value for Wolves. Game slowing down right now. Sentinels want to see if they're going to peek out on Zelsis. It's all on YU 1 versus 2, where Sentinels are going to get to match point. We saw Bang win a clutch in this exact same situation in that first half. Can YU do the same?
He's going natty. None of that side for Util is here on A.
30 seconds
Nothing but that
left.
raw gun skill. Instead of trying to draw him out, tapping the spike. Still 23 seconds left of the round. And YU has been ever so patient. John sticks it for real though.
Planted.
Now Zelsis and John grouped up here. Looks like Zelsis should be watching this line, and YU swings it! 1 round away from a map win for Sentinels. And the vibes are looking pretty good.
John and Zelsis just watching each other's backs, trying to bait out that swing. Love the way they play that. It was looking so good for Wolves when they had that double face coming from screens. Juicy comes out of heaven. But it's that additional swing where John finds that kill to make it a 2 versus 2 that puts him in a winnable position. The IGL, they're stepping up for SEN when necessary. Wolves are in the right place at the right time again, but SEN come out on top. Match point, opportunity to steal away Wolves' pick.
And a dimensional drift to start the round for second, but Spring's already found something. Zelsis straight down mid.
I think that was just spam down mid.
This time he gets to the back of the site. There's no trip here to stop Zekin though, so SEN have this big control. Prowler thrown out once again. Bang has to TP away. And it's Narrate with the spike in hand. They've got to be concerned about this heaven control. Wolves have 3 players up there, and the Seekers are going to confirm this largely.
John wants to go for the reflank. The mid is actually tripped right now. That one-way trip is still, or one-way unbreakable rather, is still up there, so he's going to have to deal with that.
Okay, Juicy flies in, the jumps! Zekin's able to trade it out. Gate crash now to a safer position. Bang is still on the side. Zekin runs into Light.
John is coming on the flank, but Zekin is going off!
Just John now.
They know he should be here. He had to break the trip.
The timing, John's going to commit to the site. Spring down through the smoke. Still fat on the other side of the dark cover. John, very, very low, but he's buying time.
He got it to half. There's no way. There's just no way he can stick it.
Sealfat saves the map for Wolves. Gets it to half. Then knows that John can only give him a tickle of the avian variety. Just throws a flash in, and that's all he can muster.
He's been the IGL team leader and clutch merchant for Wolves. Both halves winning critical rounds. Juicy just goes 1-for-1, but what a distraction for the rest of the team to get back in. And the fact that mid was stripped, John just couldn't actually accelerate to help these guys. Second almost came up with that multi-kill.
And now it's awkward for SEN. It's 2 stingers to their name.
And now that we've just gotten into this retake, better flood territory, Wolves are wrangling this game back. Multiple stingers for SEN.
But a couple Guardians for Wolves. Neither team are comfortable economically.
Wolves are a couple orbs away here from critical ultimates. Nightfall, Showstopper, only requiring 1 each.
Do they dare push up for that? There's no way. Why are you anchored on the site? We'll have Juicy on rafters early. This might be signaling an A split through rope here by Sentinels. Trip cleared. Clone gonna eat it up now. How do you respond to the defenders?
At the moment, Wolves are posturing towards B heaven. That's actually going to be a teleport to get info in A main and a cancel. But John,
It's false info.
a bit far back, as is Zelsis. This hasn't called for any adjustment in the Wolves' positioning. Here comes this breach utility, guys. We're definitely pivoting into B. I swear.
He's selling it.
I swear we're going B.
The right even gives up a bit of his health in order to sell, and he does keep Juicy interested at B for now. Heaven control for Sentinels.
Okay, crash deep from second. Fake teleport.
Bang caught in the seas, but will heal back up after the decay. Steel Fat here. Oh, Spring wants to take a fight characteristically. He also flubs the shots. Sen running over this A site. 10 seconds left for a spike plant, though. It's got to happen soon. Here's second into the fault line.
He has the Showstopper. Oh, but he goes down.
There it is, folks. John runs Wagyu down and Sen after a paltry 4 defense side rounds. Come alive in Toronto.